race for promotion over in League One is hot to bloody trot, with anyone's guess as who's going to make it up in the automatic spots. That's an even bigger guess as who's going to make the playoffs. We'll get into that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again on another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 39. That's right, over in League One, and we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for League One is right here, boys and girls. We've also got Rovers, World Football, all here under one roof. Of course, right here, right now, Portsmouth are going to the Championship, but a defeat and everything else going against them, they could be within striking distance of losing that automatic spot. Goodness gracious me. But what about the race to join them, of course, in the Championship next season? Who, of course, will take full advantage in their race to get into the playoffs? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, of course, if you're new, where you been? Subscribe. Also hit the like. Of course, do yourselves your own favour by letting YouTube feed you with the algorithm. So here we go, guys. Recap of the results before we get into next round of games. Of course. Yeah, let's get into it. I think this is right. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think this is right. Yes, that is right. Of course, Charlton did play Cheltenham earlier in the fixture list, 3-1 when it was. Of course, we got that right because whatever. Anyway, Carlisle did lose to Barnsley, 3-2 win. I went with a 2-0 win for Barnsley, not too shabby. Meanwhile, Derby, 2-1 winners over Reading. I went with a 3-1 win. Again, ain't too shabby on that one. Fleetwood Town against Bristol Rovers. I went with a 2-1 win, but it was a 0-0 draw. Leighton Orient also. I went with a 2-0 win for the Orient. A 0-0 draw. It was a good result that was for Darren Moore. Stopping the rot right there. Lincoln City, what's gone wrong with them or what's gone right with them at the moment? 6-0 demolition job of Cambridge. That's 11 goals scored in the last two games combined. 3-1 winners in my eyes. Northampton Town did lose to Blackpool. 1-0 win for them. Of course, as they keep their playoff dreams alive. Pompey, 2-1 winners over Burton Albion. At Fratton Park, I went with a 2-0 win. The Shrews did lose to Exeter City. 3-0 win for them. I went with a draw. Wickham, squeaky bum, 1-0 win over Wigan. I went the other way. Bolton, 5-0 demolition job of Oxford, of course, denting their own playoff stuffs by boosting their own automatics. And then Peterborough did beat Stevenage 3-1, and I got the one spot on the nose as well. So those are my picks. What about the state of play in the league then? We'll have a little look at it right here. It's something along these lines. It is Portsmouth for kicking ass and taking names with Derby alongside them. And if the season was to end today, those two will be playing Championship football next season. Bolton, Peterborough, Barnsley and Stevenage make up the top six with the likes of Blackpool, Oxford, Lincoln City. Watch for these guys right now. You might even think about Leighton Orient outside sniffing chance there. I know it says Wigan, but just ignore those guys. We all do. Anyway, they're just outside. I think Leighton Orient are probably the furthest team realistically that's going to have a crack at this. I don't think Bristol Rovers or down there are going to get anywhere near it. Meanwhile, going down, though, it is Carlisle, it is Port Vale, Fleetwood and Cheltenham right now. And they are cut adrift at the minute. A good 5-point gap between Cheltenham and safety. And Cambridge are in free fall with, of course, Burton Albion also not out of the woods just yet. So it's going to get interesting over the next few days. Also, what's interesting is, of course, our own prediction league. Have a little look at it. Now, these guys, of course, did picks the previous week. Of course, we had we lost our lovely Luna, which, of course, made me a little bit behind the times. We did run with a show. I just didn't give you the updated prediction score. So these are the score lines or the picks for the previous week. And, of course, this is for this week coming at you right here, right now. And, of course, kicking ass, it is Preshill Hinterland and Jamesbury FC picking up 8 points apiece. Swindon Arby, Russell Frost, Anthony Hong with 7, of course. And those are combined, updated the new leaderboard. And this is Jamesbury FC still kicking ass with 171, kicking ass right now. Frosty up there alongside him. Swindon Arby also. And Ultra Omar Murat in the conversation. Then there's a bit of a gap. But, of course, it can all change still. You can even, if you started today, technically, and everyone else just lost internet, you could still win this. Well, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Can you still win it? Yeah, you probably could. If you started right now and got every single one of them right, which then you'd be some sort of Nostradamus. But anyway, enough about that. You could still win. So keep on keeping on. That's what I'm saying. Of course, we'll see who comes out on top at the end of the season. Anyway, let's look forward to the next round of games. And we've got a stacked fixture list, of course, and some zing-zongs here, including the first one, Derby against Bolton. So let's waste no more further ado and jump in there and talk about this one coming at you at Pride Park on the 16th of March. It is Derby. It's Bolton, of course. It's a zing-zong affair, if you could ever ask one. Played 26 times in 1993, 14 wins for Derby, 5 wins for Bolton. 7 draws so far. The biggest win for the hosts, 4-0 win, scoring 45 goals in 26 matches, 1.73 goals a game. Bolton, 2-0 win, the biggest, scoring 20 goals in 26 matches, 0.77 goals a game on average. On 50% form are Bolton right now, 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6, unbeaten in the last 4. They are third with 74 points on the board against the Derby County side, 67% form for them right now, 3 wins on the spin. They are second with 75 points on the board as well. Last time around, they're over at Derby. It was a 2-1 win for Derby back in January 2023. That was in League One. The reverse fixture, of course, at Bolton was a 2-1 win for Bolton. The away side has not won this game since Derby beat Bolton in Bolton back in August 2017. That was in the Championship. The odds here, though, 11-10 is your Derby. They are favoured here. 5-2 the draw. 5-2 the draw, and 5-2 also your away win for Bolton, of course. This is going to be a zing-zong type one, of course. I'm going to give it to Derby, unfortunately. Bolton got some rough games still to come in their race for promotion. Meanwhile, Exeter City, and I think it's either one or the other one, Derby or Bolton, will be joining Portsmouth in my eyes, I think. Anyway, kicking off forward is Exeter. It is Burton, of course, coming at you over at Exeter. Now, these two sides have played each other 20 times in 2003. 7 wins for Exeter, 10 wins for Burton. 3 draws so far. The biggest win for Exeter was a 3-0 win, scoring 27 goals in 20 matches, 1.35 goals a game. Burton, though, 4-1 win there, biggest, scoring 29 goals in 20 matches, 1.45 goals a game. Burton on 25% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 6. They are 19th with 39 points on the board against the Exeter side on 33% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 6 as well. And they, of course, are in 16th with 44 points on the board. Last time around over at Exeter, it was a 2-0 win for Burton back in September 2022. The reverse fixture in Burton, and of course, at the Pirelli, it was a 1-0 win for Exeter back in September this campaign. The odds coming at you even Stevens for Exeter 3-1. Your Burton, and 9-4 is, of course, the draw. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Exeter, taking the points and putting Burton in a bit of a pickle. Meanwhile, Barnsley, they're up against Cheltenham, of course, coming at you at Oakwell. They have played each other 5 times, 2003. 5 wins for Barnsley, nothing for Cheltenham. 0 draws so far. The biggest win for Barnsley, 4-0 win, scoring 13 goals in those 5 games, 2.60 goals a game on average. Cheltenham, though, yet to get a win, but they have scored 2 goals in those 5 games, 0.40 goals a game on average. They're, of course, on 33% form for Cheltenham right now without a win in the last 5. They are 21st in the table, 34 points on the board against the Barnsley side. 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 5th with 70 points on the board. Last time around, over at Barnsley, it was a 1-0 win for Barnsley back in August 2022. The reverse fixture, though, at Cheltenham was a 2-0 win for Barnsley back in September this campaign. Barnsley have won, of course, the last 4 on the bounce in competitive action. They've got a clean sheet against them over the last 3. Of course, the odds coming at you here, 5-4 on is your Barnsley, 11-4 the draw, 10-3 is, of course, your away win. Another win for Barnsley, 2-1 win in my eyes. Reading, they're up against Cambridge, of course, bit of a zing-zong affair down the foot of the table. Played each other just the 1 time since 2023. We'll talk about that shortly. Reading on 33% form for them right now, just 2 wins in the last 6. They are 18th at the table, 39 points on the board against the Cambridge side, 8% form for them right now. Really rough form, 20th at the table, 39 points on the board. Of course, that one and only match was the reverse fixture at Cambridge back in September. It was a 1-0 win for Cambridge, possibly under Neil Harris back then, I'm not sure. 5-4 on is, no, maybe Mark Bonner, I don't even know. 5-4 on is your Reading, of course. Red Hot favourites, 13-5 the draw, 50-4 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Reading on this one at the Matchday, moving the chains, and Cambridge continue to slide. Stevenage up against Leyton Orient, bit of a zing-zong this one over at Stevenage. Played each other 21 times since 2011. 5 wins for Stevenage, 9 wins for Leyton Orient, 7 draws so far. The biggest win for Stevenage, 3-0 win, scored 19 goals in those 21 matches, 0.90 goals a game. The Orient, 3-0 win, the biggest for them, 26 goals scored in 21 matches, 1.24 goals a game heading into this one. Of course, Leyton Orient under Richie Wellens, 42% form for them right now, winless in the last 3. They are 10th with 55 points on the board against the Stevenage side, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6, however, winless in 3 as well. They are 6th with 61 points on the board. Of course, last time around over at Stevenage, it was a 3-0 win for Stevenage back in January 2023. That was, of course, in League 2 last season. The reverse fixture at Brisbane Road was a 3-0 win for Stevenage as well back in September. And they are, of course, unbeaten against Orient over the last 6, 2 wins and 4 draws to boot. Woo, the odds for this one coming at you, Stevenage are even Stevens for the victory, 14-5 is your Orient and 12-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Stevenage, keeping it in their promotion and playoff tracks. Right on track, of course, with that one. Meanwhile, Fleetwood Town against Charlton Athletic coming at you at Highbury Stadium, or Highbury, whatever they call it. Played you 13 times in 2016, 2 for Fleetwood, 5 for Charlton, 6 draws so far. The biggest win for Fleetwood, 2-1 win, scoring 13 goals in 13 matches. Well, some goal a game on average. Charlton, though, 2-0 win the biggest, scoring 18 goals in those 13 matches, 1.38 goals a game. They're on 75% form, our Charlton right now. Of course, kicking ass and taking names with Nathan Jones. 15th for the table, 44 points on the board against the Fleetwood Town side. 50% form for them right now. Unbeaten the last 5. Of course, 1 win, 1 defeat, and 4 draws so far. 22nd in the table, 33 points on the board at the moment. Of course, last time around over at Fleetwood, it was a 1-1 draw back in September 2022. The reverse fixture where did they play? I can't remember where they played. Charlton. Well, anyway, last time they played each other over at the Valley. That's right. It was a 2-1 win for Charlton back in September 2023. Of course, the odds coming at you right here, right now. We're looking at what we're looking at here. We're looking at Fleetwood. Is it at Fleetwood? It is at Fleetwood. There it is. 7-4 is your Fleetwood. 13-8 is your Charlton. 9-4 is, of course, the draw. Backing Charlton here to continue their recent run of form here. 2-1 win against Fleetwood at their own place. Meanwhile, Lincoln City are kicking ass right now up against Bristol Rovers. Watch these guys. Of course, 19 times they have played each other, 7 wins apiece and 5 draws so far. The biggest win for Lincoln. 6-3 win, scored 25 goals in 19 matches, 1.32 goals a game. Bristol Rovers, though, 2-0 win their biggest, scored 25 goals in 19 matches, 1.32 goals a game. Bristol Rovers, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 4. They are 11th, 50 points on the board against the Lincoln side. 5 wins in the last 6, unbeaten in the last 12 matches. They are 9th at the table, 58 points on the board as well. Last round over at Sincil Bank, it was a 1-0 win for Lincoln back in February 2023. The reverse fixture at Bristol was a 1-1 draw back in September. Lincoln are unbeaten against Bristol Rovers over the last 4, 3 wins and 1 draw to boot. The odds here, 10-7 on is your Lincoln. They are cooking. 5-2 is, of course, your draw. 90-4 is your away win here. 3-0 win for Lincoln City. That's the score. They, of course, continue to fly. Peterborough United up against Portsmouth in the Battle of the Peas. That's right. What a ding-dong this one will be. 19 times they have played each other since 1993. 9 wins for Peterborough. 8 wins for the Posh. 2 draws so far. 9 wins for Peterborough. 8 wins for bloody Portsmouth. And 2 draws, of course. What am I calling it? Okay, anyway, Peterborough, 5-1 win, the biggest score, 33 goals in 19 matches, 1.74 goals a game. Portsmouth, of course, 3-0 win, the biggest score, 32 goals in 19 matches, 1.68 goals a game. They're on 83% form, our Portsmouth right now, unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. They are top, 80 points on the board against the Peterborough side, 100% form for them right now, winning 6 on the bounce. They are 4th with 71 points on the board as well. Last time around, though, at Peterborough was a 2-1 win for the Posh back in January 2023. The reverse fixture at Fratton Park was a 3-1 win for Pompey. There we go, back in September 2023. The odds coming at you here, 5-4 is your Peterborough, 9-4 is your Portsmouth. They are underdogs. 12-5, of course, is your draw. I'm going with a 2-2 draw in here. It'll be a good game. If you can watch any one of these games in League One, that's the ticket right there. Meanwhile, Port Vale against Oxford United coming at you at Vale Park. That's right, coming at you on the 16th. 18 times they have played each other since 1996, 8 wins apiece and 2 draws so far. 3-0 win, the biggest for Port Vale. 26-5 goals scored in 18 matches, 1.39 goals a game. Oxford, 4-0 win, the biggest, scoring 21 goals in 18 matches, 1.17 goals a game on average. On 33% form are Oxford right now. They are 8th at the table, 60 points on the board, just 1 win in the last 6. Port Vale, 23rd in the table, 33 points on the board, of course. Winless in 13, of course, 17% form for them as well. Last time around, though, over at Vale Park, it was a 0-0 draw back in April 2023. The reverse fixture at the Kazan was a 2-1 win for Port Vale as well. The odds coming at you right now. Port Vale are 5-2 for the victory, 9-4 the draw, 6-5 is your away win. That's Oxford United. I'm back in Port Vale for a shock win here, 1-0 win against the Grain. And of course, Oxford continue to slump. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury Town up against Carlisle, of course, coming at you over at Shrewsbury. They have played 15 times, 2003, 6 wins for the Shrews, 4 wins for Carlisle, 5 draws so far. The biggest win for Shrewsbury, 3-2 win, scoring 20 goals in those 15 matches, 1.33 goals a game. Carlisle, a 2-0 win, the biggest, scoring 19 goals in 15 matches, 1.27 goals a game on average. Of course, Carlisle just 1 win in the last 6 games, 70% form for them right now. They are 24th with 23 points on the board. Against the Shrewsbury Town side, 33% form for them right now, 2 wins out of the last 6. They are 17th with 41 points on the board as well. Last time around, though, over at Shrewsbury in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Shrewsbury back in September 2014. It's been a while, guys. However, these two sides did lock horns in Carlisle back in September. It was a 2-0 win for Carlisle way back when. The odds here, 21-20 is your Shrewsbury, 5-2 the draw, 13-5, of course, is your away win. Carlisle United going to go with a 2-1 win for Shrewsbury. Back to winning ways. Carlisle, again, they look like they're going down. Wigan Athletic against Blackpool. Bit of a zing-zong in the northwest, of course, at the DW. They have played each other 22 times since 2002. 11 wins for Wigan, 10 wins for Blackpool. 1 draw so far. The biggest win for Wigan. 4-0 win, scoring 35 goals in 22 matches. 1.59 goals a game. Meanwhile, Blackpool, of course, 5-0 win, the biggest, scoring 35 goals also in 22 matches. 1.59 goals a game on average. Blackpool just 1 defeat in the last 5. 58% form for them right now. They are 7th. 60 points on the board. Against the Wigan side, 58% form for them also. 2 defeats though in the last 6 games. They are 13th, 47 points over the last 6 matches, or the 47 points on the table right now. Last time around over at the DW, it was a 2-1 win for Wigan back in November 2022. The reverse fixture at Bloomfield Road was a 2-1 win for Blackpool back in September. The odds coming at you right here, right now. We've got Wigan 11-5 for the victory, 6-5 is Blackpool, 5-2 is the draw. 2-1 win for Wigan on this one. Surprise, surprise. What do we think about that one then? And then wrap it out. It's Wycombe, it's Northampton coming at you at Adams Park. Played you 23 times since 2003. 8 wins for Wycombe, 7 wins for Northampton, and 8 draws so far. The biggest win for Wycombe, 5-0 win, scoring 41 goals in 23 matches, 1.78 goals a game. Northampton Town, 5-2 win, the biggest, scoring 36 goals in 23 matches, 1.57 goals a game on average. On 42% form are Northampton Town, winless in the last 4, just 1 win in the last 6. They are 12th, 50 points on the board against the Wycombe side. 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6. They are 14th with 47 points on the board as well. Last time around, over at Adams Park in the league, you've got to go back to October 2015. It was a 3-2 win for Northampton, and that was in League 2. The reverse fixture at Sixfields was back in September. It was a 1-0 win for Wycombe. Goodness gracious me. But the odds here is 4-3 on is your Wycombe. They are favoured here. 5-2 to the draw. 70-4, of course, is your away win. 1-0 win for Wycombe on this one. Taking the points and moving the chains. That's right, guys and girls. That's, of course, my state of play. But this, of course, will be the table, if I'm right. Portsmouth, Derby running away with it. Bolton, of course, into the playoffs. Barnsley, Peterborough, and then Stevenage going down. Port Vale, Cheltenham, Fleetwood, and Carlisle. All words to that effect. That's, my friends, is what I've got for you. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the like, and of course come back for the next round of games, which I don't know when they'll be. Of course, we are heading into international break. The League One games are a little bit flaky, so we may or may not do one in the next weekend. We'll see about that. But until then, subscribe, and I'll catch you later for the next one.